Hey gang, this is Travis Garza, and I hope you're having an amazing day today. And I'm back for part 3 of a series I've been doing called You Blew It. And if you remember parts 1 and 2, we went over the eating portion of why people blow it, and that's they're eating too little. And basically that's how they've been programmed through the weight loss industry to lose weight. Second part is people then tend to exercise too much, and both of those scenarios right there will cause you to burn out and quit because they're not sustainable. I'm going to go over part 3, which is the final part of the 3-part series, which to me is one of the biggest issues of why people blow it. And I'm going to tell you why. So part 3 is unrealistic expectations, okay? We as people have huge imaginations and we have huge appetites for things that we want. And I kind of compare it to someone who goes to the grocery store and they are hungry. They buy everything in sight because, they're right now in that state of wanting to eat. Unrealistic expectations, let me tell you where I feel they come from after years and years of doing this, okay? We have such an incredible imagination, as I've talked on before, and we create these movies in our mind, okay? And sometimes the movies are fearful, sometimes they're comedy. In regards to this, we go all the way forward in the future of where we would like to be, and that typically is a number on a scale. Also, we have a person who will go in the future on what they see their body looking like, okay? Both of those are fine, okay? As much as I preach about not paying too much attention to the scale, people are going to do that. But I feel like that when they go that far into the future of what the numbers should look like, and then they look at what they weigh now, that's where the high, unrealistic expectations come on. I feel like people have on goggles, and if you were to pull them aside realistically and talk to them and let them calm down through the excitement of all of a sudden wanting to get in better shape, they would see how unrealistic that is. They do things that like within a month or two, they want to be there, okay? And that's the impatience of us as a species. And when it comes to weight loss, I've seen it, through my 37-year career, all right, all day long, okay? People all of a sudden wake up one day, they want to lose weight, and they want it now. Although they won't reflect back into the past that it took them a long time to actually get to where they are today. Some people accept that. Some think they gain weight overnight. Realistically, you don't. And, you may have heard me talking that before. So let's take the person who looks into the future, plays this movie of that number on the scale, how they're going to look. They look where they are now and say, all right, I'm going to do this in 5 weeks. I'm going to do this in 8 weeks or whatever it may be. It's unrealistic, okay? And based on how far out of shape you are, that unrealistic number or how to get there can be off the chart, okay? So with that being said, Travis, how do we fix that? Here's how I would approach it, and I've approached it in the past with clients when I used to do one-on-one training and do consultations. They would always come in and say, this is what I want to look like. I want it by summer, right about now, during March. By June, they want to have all this weight off and look this certain way, okay? Not going to happen. What I will tell them is, what is it you're looking for? Obviously, they tell me this. I take that and then I break it down in monthly increments, okay? I don't put a timeline on it because we have to break it down. So if you're wanting to lose 40 pounds or 50 pounds, you look at what you can do realistically in a month at a time. First of all, that's measurable, it's realistic, and it keeps you motivated, okay? Because each month, we're talking 4 weeks goes by, very short period of time, you can gauge your progress or have a little goal you want to set to achieve, and it's very realistic. So that was my job, is to sit down and say, this is where you're wanting to lose. Let's just do this. We don't want to make the goal so easy that you're going to hit it, but we want to put it so far that it stresses you out. If you're thinking, man, I don't know if I'm going to get to that by the time this 4 weeks comes up. Why do I do not want that stress on you? I want to ask you, why do you want to put that stress on yourself? I want you to put a goal that challenges you, but it's very realistic because you have too much other stuff going on in the world that you can't control, that you have to stress out about. And I'm big right now, as you've heard, finding things that you can control. And if you do, the right thing, if you're eating better and you're working out, it's going to happen. You can take that off your mental plate. So I would tell you to sit down and say, realistically, I'm going to drop 10 pounds in the next month. And some of you are like, well, that's crazy. Anybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. They can, but that's just what some people's mental capacity is. And that's a good, clean number to say, hey, I can drop 10 pounds in, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. So you're looking at what, 2.5 pounds a week or something like that. Very realistically, I didn't do the whole math on that. If it's wrong, you don't need to email me about it. But my point is, break it down to where it's like, yeah, I can do that. And through past experiences that that's attainable. So put those goals out there on a monthly basis based on the breakdown of what you're looking for. This is an actual science approach. And then you break it down, and let's say you do 10 pounds a month, okay? You knock that down in 3 weeks, you've done 10 pounds. Okay, next month, move it up to 12 pounds. You don't need to jump to 15. Look at what you really can do in a month by starting off with 10 and see how you are. If you knock it down, you do great with it, add a few extra pounds there, maybe, because of course I want you, you're wanting to speed up the process, but I want you to have a little bit of ease, because here's the bottom line, people. If you're stressed out about hitting a goal, you're going to go in reverse, because stress equals weight storage, fat storage, not losing weight. Whatever word you want to hear me say, it inhibits you from dropping weight. If you're stressed out, your body's going to lock up. I don't care if it's the best eating plan, best workout in the world, you're going to slow your progress because you're stressing about that goal you set. So when you put unrealistic expectations on, you know what happens more than anything? People don't usually give out physically, they give out mentally. It starts exhausting them of thinking, man, I've got, I'm trying to do this in 4 weeks, or I'm trying to do this in 2 months, and I don't see it happening. And next thing you know, if you don't see it happening, then you kind of lose your mojo, and you're like, I just don't want to do it at all. But if you stop and keep your vision on beginning and end in 4 weeks, and quit looking too far in the future of 10 pounds and 10 pounds, again, do 10 pounds. If that works out for you and you hit that goal in 3 weeks, move it up to 12. But don't start moving it up to where it becomes an actual chore and stresses you out, the actual fact of getting there. And then you can see, okay, this is realistically going to take me 3 months, 6 months, based on how far out of shape you are. Some people a year, okay? But at least you have a game plan here that's realistic. And the idea behind all this, long-term. That's what we want, is long-term. So I hope that helps you out. Again, expectations being too high is going to mentally exhaust you before it ever physically exhausts you, because once the honeymoon phase wears over and you start looking, all you see is 60 pounds lost in 3 months, or 60 pounds lost in 8 months, or what like that. And that's just overwhelming for me to even talk about right now. But if you'll take it a month at a time and start, I always started when I'm telling you, as a consultant back in the day, I always started my clients off with 10 pounds a month. They're like, you're just trying to get more money out of me. No, I'm trying to make it simple for you at first, and then we can see what you're capable of doing in a month. We know you can do 10 pounds in a month. Let's make it easy the first month, okay? So do it. See what you do, chart it, say, I did that in 3 weeks, or you know what, that's the right number for me. A lot of times that was the perfect number for my clients, and next thing you know is half a year went by, and there they were, looking good, feeling happy, and this was, hey, I don't want to change that, I don't want to make it 12 pounds, I like 10 pounds, because they learned to live their life, focus on their 10 pounds, which is going to happen by just basically following the eating, the workout, and then go do life. So hope this helps you out. I hope this 3-part series you'll put together and set it in play. And let me refresh something here, rephrase something here and tell you again. Here's my take on blowing it. You only blow it if you stop and you fail to start again, okay? With a new attempt or a modification. Now hear me on that. A new attempt or modification can be, you actually have to start coming into tune for what works for you and finding what works for you. In the end, people, it's about you and finding a system, an eating plan, a little bit of this eating plan with this added on, or whatever it may be. Whatever works for you. And I'm not telling you that so you go, oh my gosh, that's what you're paid to do. It is, but I'm trying to tell you, learning to modify and move things around based on your life and what you have to do and what you're expected to do is the key. I didn't say to go off and take 20 eating plans and put them all together and make one, okay? I'm just trying to tell you, start looking into what works for your body and the times and all that kind of stuff, and then you ease into it. But that's the key to never blowing it, is to constantly go at it again with a new attempt, modification in the approach. Okay, one approach is not always the answer. It is sometimes. My approaches typically are, but it's not always the answer, okay? They only blow it if you stop learning and taking action. That's the big key. Never quit learning, and that's why I'm doing these videos for you, and never, ever stop taking action. Take action, be successful. I love you guys, and I hope this helps you out, and we'll be back with some more cool stuff in the future. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.